In the comments of our last video, a viewer named David Haney wrote this. His 2005 Silverado diesel had the glow plug controller fail. He called every parts counter he could find. He searched every database his mechanic had access to. The part did not exist. Not discontinued, not backordered, gone. And viewer Graham Werrett wrote the same thing the same week. His year 2000 Toyota 2.8 diesel, a critical part number, blank result, everywhere. The dealership strategy is working exactly as designed. Starve the supply, wait for the owner to give up, sell them a new one. But David and Graham did not give up. And what the mechanics in our comment section told them next is the blueprint every analog truck owner in America needs right now.
A video on this exact topic just got 122,000 views in 18 hours. It covered the bypass techniques. It covered the aftermarket solutions. It did not cover the one thing every viewer actually needed to know. What is legal? And what carries a $45,268 federal fine per violation? Today, we're covering both. The legal line, drawn clearly and permanently. Then, everything that sits on the right side of it. Every legal determination in this video comes from Clean Air Act Section 203, the January 2026 Department of Justice Enforcement Memo, and published EPA enforcement case records. This is not opinion. This is federal law.
Let us draw the line first, because one video circulating right now is creating dangerous confusion, and we are not going to let you walk into a federal violation over a misunderstood memo. In January 2026, the Department of Justice announced it would no longer pursue criminal prosecution for tampering with onboard diagnostic devices under the Clean Air Act. Every truck forum, every YouTube comment section, and every diesel Facebook group immediately declared that deletes were now legal. They are wrong. The Clean Air Act has not changed. Section 203 of the Clean Air Act prohibits removing, bypassing, or disabling any emissions control device on a vehicle operated on public roads. That includes the diesel particulate filter, DPF, the exhaust gas recirculation system, EGR, the selective catalytic reduction system, SCR, the catalytic converter, and it includes reprogramming your ECU to ignore those systems, even if the hardware is still physically present. The DOJ memo reduced criminal risk. The civil fine structure remains fully active. The EPA can still fine you $45,268 per vehicle per violation. Here is the case that should stop every truck owner cold. PPEI Tuning, Corey Willis, owner. The company tuned an estimated 175,000 vehicles, generated over $1 million per month in revenue. The result? $4.1 million in combined criminal and civil penalties, prison sentences, probation. Lower enforcement risk does not mean legal. Now, here's the good news. Everything outside that emissions hardware boundary, the ECU logic, the ignition system, the climate controls, the transmission controls, is yours, completely, legally, permanently. And the aftermarket has built a solution for every single one of them.
When your factory engine control module dies, and on trucks from the early 2000s, they are dying, the dealership will tell you the replacement part is discontinued. They expect you to panic. Here is what you do instead. Holley makes a standalone engine management system called the Terminator X, $999. Self-tuning, preloaded base maps for every common LS and Vortec engine combination. Here is what it does not have. No cellular modem, no connection to a corporate server, no subscription required to access your own engine data. You plug your own laptop in. You read your own data. You buy your own sensors from the aftermarket. Now here is the legal reality you need to understand before you order one. Holley's own product label says, and this is their exact language, it is against the law to install this part on an emissions-controlled vehicle. That warning does not mean what most people assume it means. It means do not use this ECU to disable your catalytic converter, your EGR system, or any other emissions hardware. If your truck has a catalytic converter and it remains in place and functional, if your EGR system is intact, a standalone ECU swap to replace a dead factory module is legal. You are replacing the brain. You are not touching the emissions hardware the brain monitors. The Terminator X Max, $1,299, goes one step further. It controls the GM 4L60E and 4L80E automatic transmissions directly. When the factory ECU dies, the electronic transmission locks in third gear. The Terminator X Max solves that in the same box. One legal purchase, one afternoon in the driveway. Your truck reports to no server. No manufacturer can update it. No software expiration date. No subscription. You own it completely. But the factory also put a lock on the ignition itself. Here is the 10-cent legal fix for that.
Before we get to the ignition bypass, drop a comment right now. What is the discontinued part giving you the most trouble? Make, model, year, part name. We are building a community resource list from this comment section, and the mechanics watching this video may have your answer. Every GM truck from roughly 1997 onward has a factory anti-theft system called VATS, Vehicle Anti-Theft System. Every Ford truck from 1996 onward has a similar system called PATS, Passive Anti-Theft System. Here's how they work. The factory key has a microchip embedded in it. That chip carries a specific electrical resistance value. When you insert the key, the ignition module reads the resistance from the chip. If it matches, the engine starts. If it does not match, the engine cranks, fires for 2 seconds, and dies. The fuel injectors cut off. A new factory ignition cylinder from a dealer costs between $300 and $800 depending on the truck, and the part is being discontinued on trucks from the early 2000s. Here is the legal bypass. A mechanic removes the steering column cover, traces the 2 ignition wires, solders in a resistor that matches the exact ohm value of the factory key chip. That 10-cent piece of copper permanently tricks the security module into seeing a valid key. You then wire in marine-grade toggle switches and a push-button start on the dashboard. Total hardware cost under $30 from any hardware store. Is this legal? Yes. Bypassing an immobilizer on a vehicle you own is your legal right under federal law. There is no Clean Air Act involvement, no EPA jurisdiction, no federal fine structure. You own the ignition system of your own vehicle. Now, the last system, the climate controls, and the final option for trucks where all of this goes much further.
The factory climate modules in trucks from the late 1990s and early 2000s are failing. The blend or actuators, the small motors that control hot and cold air mixing, use plastic gears. Those gears strip. The factory replacement part is being discontinued. The dealer quote for a climate module replacement on a 2002 Silverado runs between $300 and $600 plus labor. Here is what viewer G. Willie wrote in our last comment section. The rotary air conditioning switches are just resistors. You can put another set of on-off switches and a resistor. That would be it. He is exactly right. A blower motor is a direct current electric fan. Wire a universal rheostat dial directly to the blower motor resistor. $20 in parts. Cold air on demand. It will never require a software update. It cannot be remotely disabled. You own it. Now, the nuclear option. This only applies to specific trucks and specific situations, and the legal line matters here. The carburetor swap. For any vehicle manufactured before 1996, the year of the OBD2 mandate took effect, a carburetor swap is legal in most states that do not require emissions testing on older vehicles. Check your state law first. This is not optional. California requires emissions compliance on all vehicles regardless of age. Colorado, New York, and several other states have similar programs. If your state does not require emissions testing on your vehicle's year and class, the carburetor swap is legal. The technical reality for LS and Vortec engines. These engine blocks do not have a hole for a distributor. They use individual coil packs. Your two options: an aftermarket ignition controller box to fire the spark plugs while the carburetor handles the fuel, or the full engine swap, a pre-1986 small block Chevy V8, a mechanical fuel pump, a distributor, a carburetor that operates on pure fluid dynamics and engine vacuum. No mass airflow sensor to fail, no electronic throttle body to throw you into limp mode, no idle air control valve to stick. If a gasket fails in the middle of nowhere, you trace a new one from a cardboard box, cut it out with a pocket knife, and drive home. You cannot do that with a silicon microchip. Here's the verdict. The manufacturer's strategy is simple. Stop making the parts, wait for owners to surrender, sell them a subscription instead of a machine. But the aftermarket built a counter strategy, a $999 ECU that answers to no server, a 10-cent resistor that bypasses an $800 dealer part, a $20 rheostat that will never need a software update. None of these require removing emissions hardware. None of these violate the Clean Air Act. All of them are completely legal. The DOJ changed enforcement policy. The law did not change. Know the difference, because the $45,000 fine is still active and the EPA is still issuing it. Stay on the right side of the line. Own everything on the right side of it completely. Here's your question for the comments. What is the most extreme legal bypass or modification you've done to keep an older truck on the road? Did you swap an ECU? Wire your own ignition? Go full carburetor? Tell us the make, model, year, and what you did. Your answer is writing the survival guide for everyone else watching right now. And tag a mechanic who needs to see this before their next customer walks in with a discontinued part number. Next episode, we're going inside the specific engine that guaranteed GM cannot legally fix. The 5.3 Vortec with active fuel management. GM knows the lifters fail. Federal fuel economy law traps them from fixing it. Every 2014 to 2021 Silverado and Sierra with that engine is a ticking bomb, and GM's own technical service bulletins prove they knew. That drops in 7 days. Subscribe now, because GM is counting on you not knowing. Hold the line, stay analog, keep turning your own wrenches. We'll see you in the next one.